Shalom, balance, paradise, righteousness, all back in the lab with special guest, sibling, brother, son, fighter, former Cage Warriors double champ, the one and only Mason Jones. Welcome.
Thank you, boys, for having me on. And don't forget the dragon. Do you mean you got to remember the dragon part? That's key.
Yeah, the dragon. Oh yes, let's rewind that. Mason the Dragon Jones, representing
Yeah, that sounds so much
Wales.
better. So much better.
Yeah, it's got a nice little ring to it, man. It's definitely got a nice little ring to it. I totally forgot that. Apologies, a humble apologies for that, sir.
Mate, when I first went my team and we talked about it, and I said I was going with that because I sort of went a different route where I didn't come up through an MMA gym. I sort of picked my own coaches and sort of built a team around me. And I said I'm running with this. There was some weird looks and some people were like, you sure? And I said, look, it doesn't matter about the Cage Warriors or the local scene. I said, when we get the UFC, I said it'll fit in well. The Americans will love it. I said. And I like I like the imagery behind it. I love the Welsh flag, and I love one of the things I like about it. Obviously, it's on the Welsh dragon on the flag, but I love the mentality. So there's it's like a Japanese little quote thing, and it's about the mentality of the dragon, which is keep a fire in your belly and keep a cool head. And I've always loved that. So it was one of my first tattoos on my hand, up to my arm, and. Is something that I try and live my life by. So keep a cool head because I'm a bit of a loose cannon sometimes. So I try and keep things contained and be a good boy.
Definitely, and you clearly have that Welsh heart and spirit, clearly in the name, and you've got it, inked into your arm and to your body now. So
Yeah,
if people didn't know that you're representing Wales, then they're gonna know real soon.
100%.
So with this, as I lovingly refer it to as with the zombie apocalypse, which has been plaguing the whole world since March. I think we'll start there and we'll jump in the DeLorean and then jump back in time and go there. But let's talk about this strange 2020, man. How has this been for you?
The year of the dragon this year, boys. The year of the dragon.
Yeah.
So I've had a brilliant year, to be fair. I fought in March. The day I fought for lightweight title was the day COVID, obviously, the COVID lockdown went into place. And to be brutally honest, I wouldn't have fought for the lightweight world championships if COVID hadn't happened. I was meant to be fighting an Italian called Danilo Bellardio, who had medical issues. I didn't ask for details, but I'm pretty sure they were COVID related. Which ended up happening because my opponent, Joe McColgan, his opponent pulled out due to COVID. We ended up getting matched. I got matched with another boy first, but he'd already had medical issues. So it ended up working out in my favor because they said, if you're going to fight Joe, we'll put a belt on the line. Obviously, that gave me the opportunity then to challenge for the champ status. And one, I had some crazy... I got to get into a crazy good fight with Adam Proctor, who I went to war with. And two, I made myself look good on national TV and got my UFC contract. Well, and three, I set a legacy for the third person ever to do the champ status. Because not so much that it's hard to do. Like, obviously, a lot of people are scared to go up weights. I'm Welsh. I mean, I love to go to war, so there's never an issue with that. But it was the main thing is you're tying it two divisions. So Cage Warriors frown upon it because if they've got one champion at two weights, then they can only fight and defend one belt. So and especially when it comes to injuries and stuff, it just slows down two divisions. So it's sort of, they were happy because of the opportunity it presented itself, and they wanted someone to headline the card. And they knew if they put me on that card, I would put on a good show, which I think I did. So it made everyone's night, and at the end of the day, it cemented my history, and it gave me this wonderful opportunity, and I've just got to keep running with it now.
Definitely. I mean, it was at very early stages when that whole kerfuffle took place, and UFC was there at the same time. It was trying to get fighters on that card and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess for your preparation wise, because nothing really had really hit the UK and Wales at at that particular
As
point.
of
So
yet.
you wasn't, I mean, you guys wasn't really affected in regards to your preparation for the fight. It was just coming up to it. It was just the opponents were potentially changing and stuff.
Yeah, and it was just more so like we knew with obviously Italy was obviously they had the problem with in China first, and then obviously the Italians were starting to be hit quite hard. So we were literally my coach was messaging the matchmaker for Cage Warriors quite a lot, saying, "Look, this is going to be an issue. You guys on top of it," and they were like, "Yeah, of course we are. But there's nothing we can do until it becomes an issue. We'll sort it." And to be fair, Cage Warriors, as professional as they are, they get things done. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they've ever let me down on that side of things. They always get the job done for me, and allow me to get the job done. So yeah, everything worked out spectacularly. Like I remember my coach turning around to me at one point and said, "You made such a smart decision turning pro when you did and going on the run you did when you did, because if I'd been in a different position, like a lot of my friends who were coming through, like Ben Ellis is a good one. Ben Ellis was meant to fight on a Cage Warriors Academy card. Literally, maybe a week or two after mine in March. I think it was a week, and that got cancelled because obviously everything apart from Cage Warriors got cancelled.
Yeah.
And then he was meant to be fighting on the other Cage Warriors card that I fought on against Adam Proctor on the trilogy, and his opponent didn't turn up to the venue, and sprouted something about his coach him not being able to get a coach down with him, which I thought was a bit of a
excuse.
Bit of a coward move, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, I definitely turn up to fight without my coaches. Do you know what I mean? Like, my coaches give me a 100% boost, and it'd be hard without them. It'd be a nightmare, to be honest. I'd probably forget my gloves, but I'd still get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Well, ultimately, as prize fighters, if you sign a contract and that's commitment there, that's commitment for you to physically and mentally put yourself in a place and then to turn up on a specific date and time and to do the business.
Well, as a fighter, all I legally have to do as a fighter, I shouldn't say legally, all I contractually have to do is pass my medicals, make weight, and fight. That's all I have to do. I don't have to train. I do not have to train. If I don't want to train, I don't have to train. Obviously, I'll probably get let up, but I don't have to train. All I have to do is pass my medicals, weigh in, and fight. So that's the three things. And he didn't even turn up. So, you know what I mean? It's just...
Terrible. Not a good look, man. Not a good look
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
never an excuse.
I guess based upon that, the Cage Warriors and many other promotions aren't going to be looking at him very well moving forward.
But I think he's fighting him again, and it's a hard situation for everyone. I think like Cage Warriors is trying to match these shows, so you've got Europe still it's a nightmare. Do you know what I mean? It's a struggle to get fighters in.
Yeah.
You have to fly them in, and it's all these different problems, and they're trying to match 3 shows on 3 nights for 20 fighters a night, so about 60 fighters. Do you know what I mean? It's hard fighting 60 legit pros and matching them together. I feel so bad for matchmaker. Like, I speak to him. I still speak to him now and again because we do get on well. And I remember saying to him, I was like, "Oh, mate, you're going to have such a stressful time." And he's like, "Oh, it's already started." Do you know what I mean? So, but he does such a good job. Fair play to him. Big shout out to Ian Dean.
Without a doubt. So we go past that stage, and you get this. How quickly was the UFC opportunity presented to you?
Well, it was a little bit of a delay. I went back into the gym on Monday. So after that fight, I walked out and I said to my manager, I said to the matchmaker first, I said, "Thank you for your help." I said, "All the work you've done and the way you've matched me." I said, you molded me so well. I said, "But I never want to get matched on the Cage Warriors card." And I remember he laughed and he said, "Mate," he said, I'm never going to match you again." He said, "UFC will definitely snap you up." And I see my manager and I said, "Get me signed." And he just burst out laughing. He was like, "I'll try my best." He said, "I don't think there'll be a problem." And then I did the whole call out to UFC, which my manager kicked off on me about afterwards because he said I could have held out for a little bit more money if I hadn't have done it. But I don't really care about the money. Do you know what I mean? Like, the money will come. I just want to get in there and start fighting people. Like, I'm not one of them people who's going to be, my goal is to get UFC. Like, that's never a goal for me. Like, getting to UFC has always been an inevitability for me. Like, it's always going to happen. Like, I know my worth. I know how good I am. And I know the level I fight at. And I don't, like, the way I've always said it, like, I've never fought in cage warriors to my full ability because I've never been pushed to that point. Like I'm a weird fighter where if I don't have people who don't push me, I make silly mistakes because I just walk through things where there's no risk. Whereas if someone can tag, I'm more wary of it and I stay out of the way. So like, let me give you a good example. So the Adam Proctor fight, I was walking through his shots because I knew he didn't have the power to knock me out, and
Yeah.
I knew that I could just corner him, and I knew I'd finish him, which I did. Donald Esme, I fought. I was so wary of how strong he was that I didn't let him touch me, and he didn't land very much a punch on me clean for the entire fight. Everything he caught me on was at the end of his extension, so there was no power there, and I lit him up for the three rounds.
So when you say, are you basically saying that unless your opponent pushes you, you know, you're just going to be in kind of third, fourth gear kind of thing?
I don't think I struggled in the Joe McColgan fight or the Adam Proctor fight. Nothing went past the game plan. Nothing was a struggle. Obviously, I put a good performance on, but I remember the Adam Proctor fight. Like the main reason I finished Adam in the first round, generally the main reason was I had just dropped him with a jab and I started putting pressure on, and he did a very, very good job of getting back to his feet. Then we had another couple of exchanges and he hit that very good takedown where he managed to penetrate, and I got straight back to my feet, run the cage, split out and circled around, and I could see him. That was the last sort of straw for him, I think, before his spirit started to flag, because I'd already dropped him, so he already felt the power in my hands and I was hitting him and he didn't like it. He had this whole game plan in his head where he's going to knock me out, and if he couldn't knock me out, he was going to take me down, and there was no way I could handle it. And literally he took me down, and it like there wasn't a struggle for me to get back up. Like I was gone. I was straight out and underneath him. I was gone. Like he didn't have a chance to put his weight on me properly. And you could see him sort of like, I felt it in there where he just sort of deflated a little bit. But then I was quite keen because I put this performance on. I put this pace on. I knew that it was 5 rounds. So I was like, look, don't do what you've done previously, like the Alexi Mankiwi fight where I went a bit gun-ho looking for that finish and I chased it. I was like, just wait for it and it'll come. Same as I did with the Joe McColgan fight. I knew if I wait for it, it'll come. So I sort of went ease out. and this is the reason I finished in the first round. His corner went, look, he's flying, he's tired. And I was like, look, I can't let him know. I can't even think I'm tired now, because I wasn't tired. I'm just like, look, it's going to be a long run. Pace yourself now. Don't get into a gunfight with him because you don't want to give him the opportunity. So I was like, look, ease it out. I'll pick him up for a little bit. And I remember him saying, oh, he's tired. So I was like, oh. So I pushed back in, and then that was when I jab, slip, cross, slip, left hook. And I remember his legs going from under him. And I closed and caught his feet. And I remember looking into his eyes and just seeing his eyes spin in his head. And I knew he was done. So that was just pressure, pass, hooks in, drop some shots, and then finish him.
He was academic at that point. As you say, he was pretty much mentally broken at that point. His game plan. Do you think he had a plan C?
No, I don't think anyone has a plan C against me. They just, which I find silly, because I always make multiple plans up against people. And we had different routes for when he came out. To be fair, so when he agreed so quickly to take this fight, my coaches turned around. So one of my coaches is my ex-judo coach. And he was the national Welsh coach. And he's an ex-GB fighter. He's won the world championships in judo. Judo's legit. So think cycling, how professional cycling is and how much money is in there. And judo is as big, if not bigger, than cycling in certain countries. So like France, there's 2,000 judo clubs. Is massive. Wow. So there's not as much money in it with the GB circuit, but it is a serious game. Like I struggled in judo for years. I was never a natural judo athlete, but I just had that mental attitude where I can't learn wrestling because the UK wrestling scene isn't as great when I did it as the US. So I learned judo instead, and I went into a high-level sport. So he's very good at doing analysis. And I remember we looked at this fight, and he took this fight so quick, Proctor did. Like, I think they passed it to him, and he took it on literally like he agreed in literally like an hour or two. Like, I don't think it was long where they didn't have to like worry or decide. So me and my coach sat down because my other coaches, they were confident. So Craig always does the fifth man thing where he's like, look, well, we need to know why they're so confident. And I was like, look, there's something we must be missing, because I can outstrike him. I can out wrestle him. I'm a BJJ black belt. He's not a finisher where I am a finisher. He's going to be stronger than me, but I'm going to be faster than him. I'm going to be more aggressive, and I'm more experienced striking. So what is he seeing that I'm not? And we watched his fights, and it was just literally, and we was like, look, I really don't, like, my coach was like, look, I really don't know what they're seeing, but we need to ultra prepare, because if they've seen something in you, we need to find out what it is and close that gap. So if he had come out orthodox, I was going to wait and start picking his calf up a little bit and pick him up. But as soon as he switched southpaw, like, I spar with Jamie Cox. So do you boys follow boxing at all?
Yeah.
So Jamie Cox, massive power puncher. Dangerous guy. I spar with him a lot. Me and Jamie get on really well. He's got a brilliant mentality, and he's one of them boys. We'll duke it out for I don't know how many rounds, and we'll go. And like, I know he's not going to hurt me or injure me. I know, like, if something catches me, I know he's always going to look out for me in there. And we do push each other really well. So like, he likes sparring. He's told me he likes sparring me, and I like sparring him. So we get a lot of good stuff in. So as soon as Proctor came out southpaw, I was like, well, here we go. And I was straight on top of him, and I flustered him a lot. He had this game plan, I think, where he was going to throw his front leg kick high and hit me with a high head kick. But because I was pressuring around his back leg high to my head, because I was pressuring around his front leg, the angle wasn't there, and you could see he couldn't adapt to it. So he tried switching back, and I was just in on his chest, putting pressure on him, and he just crumbled.
He was well too prepared, man. Well too prepared. And being a stronger fighter, what do you put that down to? Him not being able to take your punches?
I've been doing martial arts since I was 5. I think he started when he was 13. I've pro boxed for 2 years, and I spent a lot of time learning how just to knock people out. A lot of time. Like, and again, I don't think he's sparring with the same quality boys I am. I'm sparring with boys like Jamie Cox and getting into wars. Jamie's a well-known knockout artist.
Exactly. I mean?
Like, I've been hit by big guys, and I know how to hit big guys. And to be fair, I'm still not happy with my striking. I'm still nowhere near happy with my striking. I'm doing a lot more work with my jiu-jitsu at the moment because I'm not happy where I am with that. My wrestling's good, but it's a UK level good. I want to get back with the TAM because I'm not happy with that. I'm doing a lot of work with my kicking, especially because I want to get... none of my fights I've showed off my kicking ability. My last fight, I put that down to an injury, a little bit of a niggle I had in my back where I threw that my reverse side kick, and he caught me with a shot. And I remember my coaches gave me a lecture because we had a rule, right, in the Adam Proctor fight, which is in the first round, do not throw any kicks above knee level. No kicks above knee level. And what did I do? I was like, "Are you slowing down?"
What's the reasoning behind? What's the reasoning behind that?
So when I wrestle, the way, because he had, so I think when I fought, from what we heard, after he weighed in, he went back up to about 88 kilos and 90 kilo. So I don't know what that is in pound. It's like 205 pound, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
200 pound. I couldn't get my weight over 80k.
Shit.
After weigh-ins, I couldn't get over 80k. No, when I fought Joe McColgan, I hit 81k. In the Adam Proctor fight, I couldn't get over 80. For some reason, it fluctuated a little bit when I was hydrating, but it just wouldn't go over. It's because I didn't do a water cut, so I didn't bounce back. So, like, I knew I was a lot lighter than him. So, if I kicked above waist level and he caught my kick, you're on one leg. He's stronger. He's going to be stronger and have this weight advantage. So if he gets hold of your one leg, it's going to be hard wrestling, and you're going to give him what you want. So if I kick below the knee, he can't really catch. If he tries to grab my foot, I'm going to light him up. So there was no risk of it. I could keep my 2 feet. And like when he double legged me, he caught my 2 feet like straight away. It was up, turn, run to the cage, head against the cage, attack the hands. And again, if he had been smart and literally just bound around my waist and hit them little knees in my legs and thought, look, it's 5 rounds, let's just slow him down, I reckon he could have won the first round easily. And then I would have come out 1 round down thinking I need to win this next round, gone in with a little bit of urgency, and he may have started hitting them double legs a bit more, and it could have been a different fight. But I dropped him with that jab, and rather than go in there and think, look, let's just play it smart, play it safe, he tried to throw them shots. And he had one hand around my waist, 1 round hitting my head, and then I was straight out the gap end. So
see you later.
It just worked my advantage. But those are gaps that I've worked on closing. And like there's little things like he shouldn't have been able to get in on that double so clean. I was a little bit slow. No matter what excuse, there's no way he should have got in that quick. Especially the way I wrestle against people. So again, UFC, you can't make these mistakes.
I wouldn't, as you know, that we're talking about the flagship organization with
best organization in the world.
Yes, yes. With a huge roster, and you're going to be joining a division, Mason.
Shark division.
Exactly.
A shark division. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
It's going to be
people
fun.
Kept tagging me in a Rafael dos Anjos fight, and I was like, I'd love that fight. I would love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like, I'm not like one of them people who's going to turn around and be like, look, I deserve to fight someone in the top 20 first fight. I don't care. I'll fight anyone. Anyone in UFC is legit. I don't care. They've done it. They've made it. So I'll fight anyone in that roster. I don't care.
They've earned their position there.
I am going hunting monsters. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it's going to be. So I'm going to be going in there, and I don't care if I lose. I don't care if I win. I'm just going to go out there and put it all on the line, and I'm going to do what I can do. And like someone said, like someone asked me a question in a previous interview, and they're like, how do you feel going into UFC as a 10-0 fighter? I was like, I'm not going into UFC as a 10-0 fighter. I'm going into UFC as a 0-0-0 guy because I've not fought in UFC.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter who I fight. I just fight from the bottom. And I'm just going to start chilling people, subbing people, putting people on the head. And we'll just go to war on it. Do you know what I mean?
Definite, man. Definite. It's you're gonna definitely bring a nice little bit of UK flavor. Yeah, man. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, your fellow countryman's now no longer with the UFC, right?
Brett.
Yes.
Yeah, Brett from Bellator.
100%. That was disappointing. I mean, he had his ups and downs and stuff, but obviously, I don't know exactly what the whole full picture is. And was that it would have been nice to see him have another couple matches there.
Yeah, like it's a weird one because I understand why he went, but I just sort of I don't think I would have taken that decision. But basically, UFC offered him 30K each way. I think it was maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And Bellator doubled his money. So they said, we'll offer you 60 each way. If UFC go 30 each way, we'll go 60 each way. So his next fight in UFC would have been a tough fight. They offered him someone, I think it was like the top 15. Like I haven't spoken to Brett about this. This is just through the grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bellator said, sort of come to him and was like, look, we want you to fight one of in our division and get a contract with us. We'll offer you a starting wage of 60 each way. So Way knew he would have had certified tests in UFC. The first fight they give him in Bellator, they may either really give him a rock hard test or they may give him someone he can eat that. But it was sort of a better opportunity for him. And like the way I see it, if he goes into Bellator, he chews through his contract, earns good money, and then goes back to UFC,
mm-hmm.
then do you know what I mean? He's in a better place, he's on a better win streak, and he's earning a lot more money. Or he could just stay with Bellator till he's done. Do you know what I mean? So I understand. I don't know the place I'm in at the moment. I can't see it, but for Brett, I think it was a smart decision. Like you take your heart out of the matter, and it is a smart decision. Do you know what I mean? Especially he's proposed to his missus. You want that money. The sponsor opportunities in Bellator are better than UFC, only because more people can put their name on a banner, even though it's not as mainstream as UFC. I don't think in the UK it's as mainstream. It's so hard to watch. Yeah. Lou Long, obviously another Welshman, fights on Bellator, and I struggle so much to watch his fights.
It's tricky as hell, isn't it? It's tricky as hell to watch.
Bellator just make it difficult.
Well, now they're on CBS.
The one in France.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
I'm obviously UK and so they put it on like a UK channel, which was really easily accessible. It's like I think it was like Channel 5.
Channel 5 it was on, yeah.
Which is accessible in the UK. But I just thought Bellator was just poorly run in that show. Like the whole setup was just poor. Like the thing where they kept cutting the guy's mic off.
Yeah.
They kept showing like an empty cage all the time. Then they were like they had like shown a bit of a clip of Ross Houston in the arena, and then they made him leave and recorded him walking into the arena again. and it was just like, what is going on?
A shit show. I mean, usually Bellator are pretty good in regards to the way they operate, but that's in America. In the
Yeah, it's
UK and
different again.
Europe, it's a different ball game, isn't it? They've got it outsourced, obviously the rigging. No, I'm not trying to make excuses for them.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
so I mean, would we say Bellator's the second largest promotion?
Western promotion,
Yeah.
yes. One is massive
Oh,
in,
of
in
course.
where it is.
One is
But
crazy big.
one is crazy big, and the guys coming through there are just there's a
Killers.
weird level change because some of them are beasts no one knows about, but the other ones sort of everyone's beatable. Obviously, Mighty Mouse is on tear through the division. I think Lawler's there now, isn't he? Is Lawler there now?
No, Robbie, you talking?
Who was it? Was it Lawler or
No,
Alvarez signed
Alvarez.
as well?
Alvarez is
No,
over there. Yes, Alvarez is over there. Just picked up
Alvarez. Sorry,
his first
they're
win.
both bald.
Brawler styles as well.
Brawler styles, yeah. So Alvarez is there. So they give out. I don't know. They do that weird thing where they give the ex-UFC athletes a massive test against like the hardest fighters they can find. Obviously, looking at Sage's debut.
Oh God, Cosmo.
Oh my God, Cosmo at what was basically middleweight. And Sage is a lovely guy, but like Sage was eating all you can eat Korean food to keep his like Korean barbecue to keep his weight above 170. He's got a weird build. So you see those skinny people who they eat loads and they always lose weight.
Yeah.
Well, Sage has got like a brilliant diet, eats and trains well, so he's shredded all the time.
Indeed.
But like his weight comes down really easily, but he like struggles so much to make lightweight. It's because it's like a 165 division would be perfect for him.
Yes.
155 is a little bit too much to lose, but then 170 he's just not quite big enough. But then like 155 in one is 165, so I don't understand why he didn't win at that weight. I think because he was like, I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of water to make 165. I'll just go up again, and it was just sort of like, do you mean he fought a guy who is an absolute animal? I'm not making excuses, but I did hear rumors apparently that Cosmo didn't even weigh in.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then obviously, like, do you mean the guy hit that hard? It was one punch obliterated his eye socket in 8 places.
Shattered
the
thing.
Shattered it. Like, he's still not back training.
No.
He's not in contact. Like, I don't really speak to Sage like that. I see him in the gym. And generally, he has this nice attitude that people generally think is a front where you think there's no way that's possible all the time.
Nah, I think that's genuine idea.
He is like that. He is like that all the time, generally. And like some of the boys I'm friends with out there was like, surely he can't be like that all the time. And he is like it all the time. And he is like the pinnacle of Christian good boy, do you know what I mean? Like and he's such a nice person, honestly. Like he's the type of person I think if you said to him, look, mate, my house is burnt down, is there any chance I can stay with you for a week? He'd be like, yeah, no problem at all. There's a spare room for you. Even if he didn't know you, do you know what I mean? He's just such a nice person.
Definitely. Oh, doggy's back.
Sorry, the dog's back. Sorry, my girlfriend just got back, so she's passing me the dog.
For the greetings. You're right. I mean, ONE FC, unfortunately, a lot of people sleep on that organization. Being in America, obviously it's crazy for them to watch it, but here in the UK, it comes on at real opportune times, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, sometimes 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's coming on free on YouTube as well. They put together a real good card. A good events, I would say. I think, as I say, a lot of people sleep on it, where they've got a roster. I mean, if we go champion for champion, let's do a World Olympics. A lot of those one championship fighters are going to be taking out some of these top tier people.
I don't know. I really don't know, look, because like I think Mighty Mouse, obviously he had a really close fight with Cejudo that could have gone either way, but I think he's going to wipe out that boy. You've got obviously the lightweight champion is he the featherweight champion as well as lightweight?
He just lost. He just lost last week.
He just lost. Did he?
Yeah.
I don't watch one enough luck. So
I think it was
what
second
was it?
round KO. Second round KO. Christian Lee, you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. His sister does as well, though. That's
Yes,
the big
Angela
one, isn't
Lee.
it?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Mm. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's you never know. That's the thing. Like you see these guys. Like I'll be interested to see how Mike Chandler does in
Oh yeah,
UFC now. I'll
very,
be interested.
very much so. I mean, they've been banding this Tony Ferguson and him fighting. That would be very interesting. It'd be great to see Al Kukui back, in winning
Uh,
form.
I think Chandler will beat him, mind. I just think his wrestling will be a little bit too much. But I don't see a matchup against Thomas. Do you know what I think's going to happen as well? Genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a super fan by any chance. I think McGregor beats Poirier. Then he fights Gaethje, and I think he will beat Gaethje. Just striking styles, I think he'll beat Gaethje. And then I see him winning the belt again and then retiring and being done.
Maybe look if McGregor can stop this extracurricular stuff and
Extracurricular stuff. like the sea race on a bike or something, wouldn't there?
there's all kind of stuff I'm hearing, man. I mean, outside of
Guy's
that,
mental.
we've got these women coming out of the woodworks with all kind of accusations and stuff, which is a
Yeah, I
terrible
don't know.
thing.
I don't know much to look into that stuff because I think people would just do it. But if anyone's going to be doing it, it's going to be him. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
But
But as a
do you know what I
fighter,
mean? Like
yeah,
the other side of things, like his whiskey company is on a. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still one of the highest grossing whiskey companies in Ireland. You got August by McGregor. I think they've disclosed earnings of over 718 million do you know what I mean, this year. So like he's earning enough. He did an interview the other day where he said he's hoping to get in the Billy Club, but in 2 years.
yeah.
So I don't know. I always think that when he comes back to fight, he's trying to market something. So it wouldn't surprise me if he starts another company.
Well,
Because obviously with the Habib fight,
he's heavily. He's also say he's been heavily promoting that Proper 12 all over Bellator. That's been in the center of the ring a lot of times.
Yeah, obviously Kavanagh is tied closely in with Bellator. That's why most of Kavanagh's fighters now go through Bellator. But it was like when he fought Habib, like a lot of people said he didn't even train for that fight properly. But which I thought was such a full move. Do you know what I mean? You're fighting the best in the world. You should be prepared. And I think he did well. Like look at the way Gaethje fought him and look at the way McGregor fought him. He did really well.
Exactly. He did. In comparison, he did miles, his heads and shoulders in regards to the Gaethje performance.
But on a money side of things, so as part of his purse, I'm pretty sure where when I say pretty sure is I'm sure I read previously, which is I could be making it up, but I'm pretty sure I read it, that he was the official sponsor of that fight, Proper 12. I'm sure that was part of his fight purse, was that they paid him by allowing Proper 12 to be one of the official sponsor.
Yes, I heard that as well.
So in the weigh-ins, the pre-fight press conference, the weigh-ins, and the fight night over the 3 days, they sold over 6 months worth of whiskey because he was drinking in the press conference and it was Proper 12, Proper 12, Proper 12. And he was pushing it. In just 3 days alone, they sold 6 months worth of whiskey. So the amount of money they made.
Money talks. Money talks. I mean, he's created a legacy. He doesn't necessarily need to fight anymore. It would be great to see him fight. It would have been great to see after, the Cowboy fight, for him to fight 3 months later, like he was, talking. But obviously, this zombie apocalypse has taken place, and
zombie apocalypse.
Dana White's like, look, if we want McGregor in, we want to have a live gate and stuff, which is understandable.
Well, it could be Texas because Texas allowing gates, but I think it'll be Vegas, to be honest.
Fight capital. Well, I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a real tricky one. It's clear that it's. I mean, as per it's official now, isn't it? January. It's Poirier and McGregor
23rd. January 23rd. So that's why that card sounds. Do you know what I mean? It sounds good.
Exactly.
I'd love to be on that card. it works good for me because like I love Christmas, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. So I'm just gonna train through. Like, I think I've been dieting now since 2 weeks after the Joe McColgan fight. Like, obviously, I dieted leading up to that fight, so I dieted from January through to March. Then I had 2 weeks off, and I've been dieting since then. I haven't had time off since March off the diet. So, like, my weight's good. I feel good. My running's a little bit slow now. I need to pick my runs back up, but we had a sort of a down 2 weeks where they wanted me to cool down a little bit and take it down a little notch. Work with a physio, just make sure everything's working smoothly, keep the engine running.
Yeah.
And then I'll start picking it back up now, ready to peak, ready for December, January time.
So what kind of weight are we cutting down to make 155?
Did I say my weight?
You tell me. I mean, you can say an approximation, and obviously,
I, weight, then,
I know it's a touchy subject for you fighters and stuff.
Like,
so
to be fair, you need to be sitting. The way I like to sit, like I like to sit. If I'm fight ready and I know I can make a cut, I like to sit below 883. Like